All right. It is 9 p.m., 45 minutes north of San Diego in Carlsbad, California. Tomorrow morning is the Carlsbad 5000. It is a 5K, the world's fastest 5K. And Griff, the guy who runs it, reached out to me and asked me I wanted to do a sponsorship with them. I thought it would be a cool idea to pay for the 7 Wonders in 7 Days series that I'm doing this summer by building tables. And so I was like, hey, instead of doing sponsorship, let me build you a surfboard. This is the surfboard. This morning, I was in Las Vegas, Nevada, and I was running a marathon in a Slinky costume with my buddy, Tyler. And now I'm here in San Diego with the surfboard. 3 days ago, Thursday, when I landed in Las Vegas, I did not have the surfboard finished. So I dropped it off at a woodworker's place. Then I called up immediately when I landed in Las Vegas. No plan of how I was going to finish this thing. I was like, hey, can you get this done by the time I leave? I picked it up right before I hopped on the flight to come here to San Diego. Here it is, it's finished. I'm gonna open it up in just a second. But I've been working on it the past week, and it's really cool because I flew out to Las Vegas to run Revel Mount Charleston because I'm doing a challenge with Revel. They're a downhill marathon series. I'm doing all 4 of them this year. And I told them, hey, I don't need to make any money from this challenge. I just want to do something cool, something fun. So when I run all 4 of their challenges, the medals kind of link together, and I'm pretty positive that this will encourage a lot of people in 2026 to take on a marathon challenge, running these 4 marathons, because getting into the world majors will be difficult. Getting into any of the really big marathons across the globe will be really difficult because everyone in 2026 will want to run a marathon because there's 26 miles in a marathon. That's my theory, at least. So I'm doing this challenge with them. They paid for my flight, which was like $100. It wasn't crazy, but it's something. Like, you know, for someone who's in debt and does not make any money, $100 is a lot of money. Willingly, like, I could work a job and everything. You know, it's the entrepreneurial mindset of like, I have to find ways to make money in the thing that I want to succeed at. That way I don't make money in a way that I wouldn't want to succeed. I don't want to work my way up the corporate ladder. So if I made $100,000 somewhere, even if I could do that, it wouldn't help me achieve my dream. So even taking a step down that path, if it's not pursuing this ultimately, then it's not worth it. Anyways, it's cool that they paid for my flight and my hotel when I went out to Las Vegas the past 2 days to run Rev Mount Charleston, the first of 4 for this challenge I'm doing with them. And now that I'm here in Carlsbad, California, about to run the Carlsbad 5000 with this surfboard as the first table to pay for the 7 Wonder Series. I'm staying in this hotel room, and it's paid for by the race organizer. So, like, it's really cool. What are the lessons to learn here? Amazing experience. How do we get here? When you are just the type of person that gives more than they receive, doesn't ask for things, knowing that you could, or that you even should sometimes, but willingly deciding, I'm not going to try to squeeze the deal dry on this one thing because I want to have a long-term partnership. I see that there's more value than just monetary value here, right? When you're that type of person, opportunity opens up. Because, like, not a lot of people have money, but there's so many incredible things that can happen. Right? Just having a great story is way more valuable. You know, if I told you you could have the 50 States Marathon story for $35,000, maybe you wouldn't do that, but some guy in his 50s who has a ton of money, some woman in her 60s who just sold her company, you know, one of these people would definitely spend $35,000 to have that story. And of course they could go out there and do it, but they don't have the time or the physical shape to be able to go out there and do it in a year, which is part of the allure of the 50 States challenge I took on last year. Nonetheless, if I told you could have you spend $1,000 for a really cool story, whatever it is, like, a lot of people would take the story over getting $1,000. Actually, a lot of people take the $1,000 because people their morals are flipped. They don't understand the value of the story. For example, the first table I ever built, I didn't make any money off it. Well, actually, I willingly decided to build the table for the resources, the materials cost of the table, and then they ended up paying me $1,000 for the work that I did because they were happy with how it turned out. For the most part, there were a lot of mistakes, but I learned a lot, and they were happy because they got a screaming deal on like some really cool tables for their restaurant. That story, those photos, I've carried with me for the past 5 years. And so what's more valuable, having gotten paid $5,000 in that moment at that time, or the story for the rest of my life? Eventually, yes, you gotta pay the bills, right? You can't always live on story. And that's what I'm trying to learn in the season. But having killer stories definitely is worth something. And so then being the type of person that can recognize value more than just monetary value opens the door to opportunity, because there's a lot of people out there that have incredible stories that you can be a part of, or that would make something incredible happen, or have access to the top of a lighthouse in Maine, right? That no one gets to see. And so then just by doing a collaboration with them, you get access to this cool place, whatever it is. It's like, there's so much more value than just monetary value. And if you're only focused on that, then you're closing yourself off to really cool opportunities like this whole weekend. 2 things, running a marathon and a 5K that I never would have been able to do, or would probably wouldn't have done, because I wouldn't have been able to justify spending money on a hotel and on a flight and all these different things just to go out and do this thing without the collaboration. Let's open the surfboard. I also, there's money. I hope it's good because, this is the only reason that I'm out here. Anyways. That was so loud. Let me open it first. It looks good. Oh, that's not too bad. Wow. So this crack was supposed to be a lot bigger. That's what it sounded like, but it's really not that big. Which is great. And I have these letters here, so that will hold it together somewhat. I gotta put some type of something in here to hold this crack together. But this is sick. This is so sick. Oh my gosh. Wow. This turned out wildly better than I ever could have done with Odie's oil, and like, just because of the texture. I don't know how to describe this. Let me flip it around real quick. Oh my gosh. Dude. That's so sick. Man, I'm excited. Yeah, long story short, like, had I been interested in money, this wouldn't have happened. Cool opportunities open up when you change your perspective on where value can be derived. I'm a wordsmith, y'all. Why don't us?